professor, I will test you in the worst way. Don't bring a scantron, it's pop quizzes all day. Cause of our chemistry, we do biology.
What's happening, fam? L.A.R. movement still moving. Subscribe or die trying. You see the thumbnail, right? People are not classy with racism. So I talked about disrespect not too long ago. But shout out to Red Supreme because he kind of, I was gonna talk about it, but he helped me with this one. He was inspired by it. I was inspired by this. So Floyd Mayweather went to Japan for the exhibition. He was supposed to get treated nicely by some of the people in Japan. The guy gives out flowers to his opponent. Then the guy's supposed to give flowers to Floyd, you know. He throws the flowers on the mat. You know, ice grills walk off and everybody's, ooh. Now, there are certain boxers and other fighters in boxing and in MMA who are looking at the guy like, what kind of bullshit is this? And one of the fighters is Monster Inoue. He's from Japan, so he's like, that's not how we do things. So, and Red Supreme was talking about how, you know, online they're talking about the gangs on the West Coast, and he's saying, you know, how the black and brown quote unquote gang beef, particularly in southern LA, comes from the Mexican gangs targeting people who are black, who are not even in gangs because they're trying to racially push people out of neighborhoods. And, you know, being that I grew up in Chicago, it has somewhat of that feel at times. It used to have that at times. That started to be a thing. And I find it interesting, the same thing with this FBA, non-FBA thing. And I find it very disingenuous that people like to say they're hardworking or they're religious people, God-fearing people, or good people, or you know, even on the other side of the coin where, you know, we're the hardest, we're the most gangster people. And all of a sudden, all the rules and regulations to being a good person or to all the way to a criminal, once race gets involved, people do the most egregious things and just act like, oh, it's okay. Now, mind you, with the thumbnail of Floyd, the guy throwing the flowers down in the ring, if Floyd would have hauled off and socked them, then people would have been, oh my God. You see how those black people are? They would have just skipped over the flower with disrespect. You know, and that's the kind of individual who he threw down the flowers, but he wasn't going to throw those hands because he knew it wasn't going to go well for him. So that's the kind of punk stuff people do. When Red Supreme was talking about the racial aspect of the gangs and all of that, it's very interesting to me because people say, you know, we're in the streets, and it's like, it's funny how, you know, people say let's do be a real man. We're gonna handle this like men, one-on-one like men. But if you get a black man and a non-black man, the non-black man is probably gonna bring a knife, probably bring a gun, or probably bring extra people, and they're gonna act, see. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't count. I said, you know, we're going to do this like men, one-on-one. But, you know, since you black, I brought a knife and a bat or a crowbar or a pistol, you know what I'm saying? And I brought 4 other my friends, but, you know what I'm saying? We're real men. It's like, oh, okay. All right, you a chump. No, you're just not that bright. You're not smart enough to know that I was lying because I said I wanted to do it this way, but I'm a coward. And that's the part about class. Like, it's one thing to say, you know, or people in life are being wrong and doing dirt and playing dirty. It's another thing to say you do things the right way, but with this other group you play dirty. And here's the other thing about the racial thing. Like, people have no class when it comes to race. It's always cowardly to us. And, you know what I'm saying? And y'all can say we do it too. Y'all got all this smoke for us, but no smoke for white folks. Now, the interesting thing about it is, these are especially the people who portray themselves as aggressive. Like even with black people and white people, right? White people know who to try that with black people. They'll try that with the quote unquote gangsters because the gangsters are scared of the police. They will not try that with an actual citizen who's like, that person's not in the streets, but that person is not going to let me just talk to them any kind of way. I can tell this is not going to go well. So a lot of this stuff about, people being classy and people being real, when you interject race into the equation, people punk out and do the most. Let me see. Itch-made stuff to hide the fact that they're really scary at heart. So, and then when people see it, and it with us, it happens it's so prevalent that people wonder why we're quote unquote intimidating to other groups of people. 9 times out of 10 is because other groups of people do so much cowardly stuff, up front, that y'all approach comes off scary. You know what I'm saying? We know of guys who are not black, who white, Hispanic, Asian, you know what I'm saying, Middle Eastern, that we wouldn't dare try disrespect because we can tell, you know what, he not playing that. If I disrespect him, it's gonna go left, and he ain't got no problem doing it. And it's a mutual respect. And actually, we don't even want to cross that line. But some of y'all, y'all egregious. But tell me what you think. Like, share, subscribe, or die trying. Peace.